Hello guys, my name is Larry from BrainDAO and today we'll be looking at Brain Framework. So Brain Framework is a very powerful framework for building AI agents with on-chain capabilities. So let's get started. So Brain Framework has several plugins that you can use to give your AI agents different capability like ATP, sequencer, heartbeats, and so many of them. And we also have different clients like Discord, Telegram, and Twitter. So it's a way for your AI agent to be able to communicate with those clients, so you can just add them to your project, either to receive commands or to post responses on them. So let's go through the quick start. There are two different ways of actually starting a brain project, either the starter template or from scratch. But let's go with the starter template. So you go to your projects file directory, you open your file terminal. Give me a moment, and paste that command. I may be changing the name of the project to say brain tutorial. Oh. So while that is cloning, let's go to the next step. So you can actually create your own plugin with the brain framework with this guide. It's very straightforward, but today we'll be looking at ATP agents. So the recipe for cooking up an ATP agent is ATP plugin, of course, the heartbeat plugin, well, to run our cron jobs, and then the sequencer, which basically select the actions to be taken. So let's start with the sequencer. Okay, yeah, I guess this is done. Let's open our projects. So while our project is opening up, let's go back to explaining what sequencer is. Oh my, okay, yeah, now it's done. So sequencer basically helps you manage multiple operations. So if you have a command that cut across multiple actions or plugins, so sequencer select those actions that is needed to execute that command and call them respectively. And it's so straightforward to put to add sequencer to your project just by copying the installation file. But now, before we install sequencer, let me just go through this. Now please note that brain starter template comes with your Docker file, so you don't need to actually set up a new Docker file. You can actually just use the one that comes with brain project. We may be looking into this in a different episode. Let's go back to our index.csx. It has a presetted up file. So now I took the liberty to integrate to write this what's it called, sorry, sequencer. I imported the sequencer and added it as a plugin here. Now if you notice, this is an array file, an array. I can add other plugins actually, but for now we only have sequencer. So let's quickly run. Okay, I guess this is one already. Now let's add sequencer. So while sequencer is being added to the project, let's go to ATP. No, heartbeat first before ATP. Let's just go with the now let's use PM. So now heartbeat basically is a a plugin for running cron jobs. So if you have a set of commands that you want to run multiple times in a day, Heartbeat does that for you. Actually, it's very simple to actually set up Heartbeat, same as adding uh, oh, sorry same as adding sequencer to your project. Let us add Heartbeat also. So, I just remember that we've not created an env file. Yeah, added an env file to my roots directory. So now let's add Heartbeat. So you initialize this. Heartbeat has a slightly longer piece of code to initialize it. So don't worry about these red lines, it's going to disappear soon. Actually, I guess my VS Code is taking time to load up the needed, okay, what's going on, to load up the needed files. So now if you notice, Heartbeat comes with different clients, but instead of using a client, I just want to use a callback function. So let's add callback. So yeah, that's me. Sorry, before I go to the callback, I forgot to import this. Now before I even import that, so if you notice, Heartbeat can actually take in multiple multiple clients here, just like it is an array, similar to the way plugins can be an array. So let's install this here. I mean import this here. So since we are using callback, so now, so this just passes the message callback and says, okay, this message coming from Heartbeat. So this is set to 30 seconds, but I don't know if we may need to change the duration, the period, and this can be the command you want to send to your respective agents. So let's install the elephant in the room, which is the ATP. So first of all, install. Then let's import and initialize. Import, initialize. I just remembered something. I didn't put the names of the plugins. I didn't initialize them in the agents function. So let's do that quickly. So we need ATP and Heartbeat. Yeah, good. So now our ATP function call takes two things, that is the wallet key and the API key. So the ATP API key. Well, I don't want to use this for this tutorial, so I can just take this off. So I'm just needed the wallet key as a string, of course. Well, not necessarily as a string, you can just use the wallet key anyway. So now let's go back to let's take a moment to set up our env. So now we can Now I've setted up the EAV, so we can now say use sequencer by agents. So this command basically tells it buy to use sequencer to buy one IQ worth of the top agents. So first of all, it gets the top agents, which is I guess ATP gets agent action. Then it goes to so now let's do pm dev, which is the command to run the whole thing. So it is running. So now we are back. I actually ran the pm dev and I had to pause it because of the time. So let's analyze. So it initialized the agents. Now it lists out all the possible actions that ATP agent has. ATP plugin has. Remember, that's the only active plugin. If we have other actionable plugins like Fastlane, it should list that too, or if you have your own plugin. So the first action is to get all the top agents, which is what is listing here: Sophia, DK, Luna, etc. You can check the list here. And then the next thing it did was to initialize buy. Now, because I set 30 seconds to it, it didn't get to finish the buy before the next cycle started, so that's why you're having this. But then if you look at this, it actually completed the buy execution, buy action execution here. So you can look at it. If it's completely executed the buy action here. This is the amount of token it has, and the amount of token it is transacting to which agents, and that's just it. So it's completed the buy, which I can confirm that I did by like let me stop the whole thing, so I can show you how to actually confirm your if the buy actually went through. So now you can see when you go to fast scan, you can use fast scan to check your transaction logs. Can you see the 3 transactions? One, okay, I didn't see the buy of the rest, like it didn't complete the buy of the rest because I shut down the server just before it could do that. So you can see the transaction going through, and can continue to view the transaction hash.